All right. Mike Burnfire. Mortared and then UCP camo. I don't know what UCP stands for at all. They keep changing the acronyms of the uniforms. I thought that it was perfectly fine with ACU, which stands for Army Combat Uniform. And I mean, Army is Army, right? But Air Force could be considered the Army. Navy could be considered the Army. Marines could be considered the Army. Why? Because an army is an army. If you put the Navy and the Marines and the Air Force and the Army together, guess what you have? A motherfucking army. So it should have been the same across the board. ACU. It's simple. Army Combat Uniform. But some dumbass at the Pentagon didn't have anything to do that day and didn't want to go to his annoying, ugly-ass wife, so he decided to make up a new fucking acronym for a goddamn uniform. That's pretty much what we have. I have a Mortared story, but I think I've told it before, and I don't want to bore y'all with that, so let's let Mike Burnfire do it. And I have plenty of Mortared stories, but one in particular actually pissed me off. My mortar, it's not that long. I'll tell it real quick. My Mortared story, one of the few. I had several. But I woke up. It was September 17th. I remember this day very specifically because September 17th is my birthday. I woke up, I went to the chow hall, and I was going back to my tent to play Call of Duty with my homie Washburn. And right before I go into the tent, mortar. And I'm just like, bruh, come on, man. And so another mortar, and another mortar, and another mortar, and another mortar. And we just got bombarded all fucking day. I spent my 21st birthday inside of a bunker playing with rocks. I was drawing on the brick wall with rocks. We were playing tic-tac-toe with rocks. I spent all day inside of a bunker. Why did we get bombarded? Why did we get attacked so hard, you ask? Well, do you guys remember that dude in Florida all those years ago that was burning Qurans? Y'all remember that? Gainesville, Florida. He was burning Qurans, and he was burning them in droves by the hundreds. Well, it's a third world country, and yes, some of them do wipe their ass with their hands, and some of them do fuck goats, but they know what's happening around the world. And they saw that, and they were angry. And guess what? They took it out on us. And I wasn't even all that mad either. You would think that I would have been upset with the guy in Gainesville, Florida, but I was in like month 7 of my deployment, and at that point, I didn't really have any kind of like special strong feelings towards the local population. So when I heard that this guy in Gainesville, Florida was burning Qurans, I was just like, good for him. If I was there, I'd help him.
You ever notice stupid people have a smell?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go up to people and smell them and go, wow, you smell dumb.
No, I'm just saying, like, stupid people usually smell bad.
Well, if they're stupid, they probably don't know enough about personal hygiene.
But I also kind of want to believe that stupid emits a smell.
I don't know. I don't
It does.
smell anything right now when I'm with you.
I'm just saying, like, the next time you're waiting in line at a gas station or something, and the guy in front of you is like, yeah, I just spent $75 on scratch-off lottery.
Yeah, that was back in the day whenever Flocka was a thing, Ashley. Flocka was like a drug. I think it was like... It may have been fentanyl, I don't know, but it was turning people into fucking zombies and shit and making them real rabid.
Tickets, and I won $13. That's a net gain. Give him a sniff. He'll smell terrible.
He'll probably smell like chewing tobacco and alcohol.
Oh, God, probably. I had a squad leader in the military who smelled like bad Taco Bell meat. It was like Taco Bell meat that has gone bad. And he always would end up running at the front of formation anytime we would run. And the person
And the entire formation could smell his ass.
who was right behind him would always end up being like, oh no, leg cramps. I'm going to fall out to the back of the formation. So it would just be everyone that was behind him would just end up rotating until... Just keep rotating. Person in the front, all the way to the back. Person in the front, all the way to the back.
I don't know if you were trained for this, but in Poolee training, we had Indian runs. Now I know what they were preparing us for.
Yeah, it was pretty much that.
It's exactly that.
I think he got yelled at by our chain of command because there were so many people that went to our leadership and were like, yeah, Sergeant X smells like rancid taco meat. Can you make him take a shower? Well, apparently he was homeless for a very long period of time.
A lot of the, I'm not gonna talk too much shit about the dudes in the military that don't shower well, because one thing that I noticed a lot, especially inside of infantry units, if you're an infantryman, hell, even Marines, if you're a boot, if you're on the ground, if you're doing the grunt work, if you're a grunt, there's some times where you're on mission or you're on a foot patrol and you could quite possibly go anywhere from 4 to 2 weeks without showering. And when you do that enough times, you kind of get used to it. You kind of get used to not showering. You kind of get used to not cleaning yourself because you don't have time. The mission comes first. Right? And these guys, they get stuck in their ways, and then when they get back stateside, they don't change. They don't switch up. They're still stuck in Afghanistan operating the same way they were operating. And it's just like, yeah, so I can't talk too much. I understand, man, to a degree. Still, take a fucking shower, but I understand to a degree because there were certain things that there were certain habits that I had when I left Afghanistan that was really hard for me to break whenever I came back stateside.
Surprisingly, a lot of military men are.
Yeah.
But none of the branches teaches you how to manage your money or have a good social
No,
life.
oh god, no. Oh god, why would they teach you any of that stuff? Just get drunk, who cares?
Yup.
The baby's trash, bro. I'm sorry for whoever likes the baby, but the baby is dog water. His music is dog water. His lyrics are dog water. And I don't know. That motherfucker fell off harder than that fat bitch that was standing on that table fucking singing, and then she fell backwards and busted her shit.
Most scared I've ever been. Probably when
My first firefight was the most scared I've ever been. I threw up before it happened.
I crapped myself sitting on a toilet. To be fair, the toilet is the best place to crap yourself, but I crapped myself because we started getting mortared.
Oh! Did the fear cause you to void your bowels?
I was sitting in a porta-potty. It was very, very hot. I just have to do this as fast as possible so I don't have to spend any time in this sweltering porta-potty.
Porta-potties.
You're liable, dude, in Afghanistan, you're liable to have a fucking heat stroke if you stay in that porta-potty for way too long.
In the desert are actually very, very hot.
They are incredibly hot because they're very stinky because there's no ventilation. And usually when they come to clean out the porta potties, they just blast the
Yeah, actually, that's exactly who I'm talking about.
inside of the porta potty with a power washer, so it's always humid in there.
And there's never any hand soap.
So I'm sitting in the porta potty. I'm trying to make my business.
There's never any hand soap. That's true. Yes, there's never any hand soap in the porta potties. Guys, let me tell you a quick little story real quick. One time, we did a convoy. We did a convoy mission. We were escorting ammo, and we went from our fob to another fob. And when we got there, I got out of the truck really, really fast. I was like, dude, goddamn, I have to shit. And so I go to the nearest porta potty. I walk in, and guys, there was piss and shit up to the rim. Like, had I taken my pants down and sat down, I was literally going to be sitting in human excrement. Like, my ass would have been touching shit. My whole legs would have been touching shit. And I was just like, I'm just gonna go shit behind the truck. And that's exactly what I did. I went behind the truck and I shit. My squad leader came around. He's like, what the fuck are you doing, Falcon? There's bathrooms over there. We're not animals. I was like, Sergeant Vasquez, go look at that bathroom. Go look at it and tell me what you think. And then he went and looked at it and he was like, Falcon, you're good, man. I understand. Good. Finish up and then just make sure you pick it up. I was like, I got it. I'm just gonna bury it. It's fine.
As quick as possible. And then I hear the incoming siren. The moment I think I'm going to want to be quicker, a mortar impacted, I would say, within a couple 100 yards. The pressure wave of the mortar hitting caused the entire porta potty to flex.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
There was
It'll go like. Yeah.
no shrapnel that was near me. I wasn't technically in any danger.
But it scared the shit out of you, and lucky for you, you're already sitting on the toilet.
But the walls of the porta potty went woof and flexed after the mortar went off.
Uh-huh.
I no longer had to use the bathroom at that point.
Uh-huh.
And that wasn't because I had tensed up. That was because my bowels had evacuated into the porta potty instantly. I have quite literally had these.
I shit myself on mission one time on a foot patrol. I didn't shit myself. I had to shit, and then I had one of my battle buddies pull security for me while I shit. But I literally had to break out of formation from the foot patrol to go shit, and they weren't gonna wait on me. They kept walking, so I literally had to shit super fucking fast. And I didn't even finish shitting. I was like, God damn it, I gotta finish, I gotta go, because they're gonna keep walking, and if I get left behind solo and I'm just out here by myself, that's worse than having to shit.
Shit scared out of me. The moment the porta potty flexed, I went, no time to wipe, I gotta go! And just ripped my pants up as fast as I could, kicked the door to the porta potty open, and ran towards the nearest cover I could find, holding my pants up because I did not have time to do all the buttons on my fly or redo my belt.
You're gonna get a rash if you don't wipe.
The nearest cover I could find was an MRAP, mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicle. The doors for these things weigh about 500 to 600 pounds.
And they need hydraulics to open them.
They're really heavy.
Very heavy.
I ripped that thing open like it was nobody's business. Hopped straight up into the vehicle, sat down, and slammed the door behind me. And I look over, and there's a sergeant who is sitting in the vehicle as well. And he's just smoking a cigar.
First time getting mortared, huh?
Had to shit, huh? They said, yup. And he goes, don't have to shit anymore? And I went, nope.
My funniest porta potty story was we were I was in my tent. I had to use the bathroom. I go to the porta potty. I open it to go inside, and I see Specialist Mal. I see him jerking off, and I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And he's like, close the door, I'm jerking it, man. What is wrong with you? I was like, then fucking lock the door. What is wrong with you? You could have done this in your tent under the mosquito net. Clogging up the fucking porta potty to jerk it. What was your deal? Pissed me off.
And he goes, you forgot your hat. And I went, shit. I'm not going back for it. And he goes, I don't blame you. And then neither of us said another word to each other for the rest of the time we were in there.
Why do the Army uniforms always look like garbage?
Because the Pentagon exists. That's like the short answer, but...
The Marines had the greens, and we had the deserts.
Yeah, you had deserts and woodland. And they look great.
Yeah.
They look...
Marines uniforms look fantastic. Man, their work uniform and their dress uniform. I don't know what happened with the Army. Well, the Class A's look pristine. I love the Class A's, but the dress blues, I don't like them. I think they look ugly. But when it comes to the Marines, man, they really set the standard for a uniform. And it's just great. And the Marines, you can call them dumb and you can call them crayon eaters all you goddamn want, but at least they're fucking smart enough to make goddamn uniforms with the fucking sleeves cut off. Army, you stupid pieces of shit, having us out there all goddamn day in fucking 100-degree humid ass weather at Fort Stewart, just fucking sweating our tits off because we have long sleeves on. Ridiculous. Fucking Pentagon, some goddamn lieutenant colonel with brain dead ideas.
Great. They work good. The one thing I will say about the Marines is their uniforms always look amazing.
Damn straight.
They have the best looking uniforms out of any branch of the military.
They do.
Indisputable.
I agree.
Even their dress uniforms.
Yes.
I think dress uniforms are freaking stupid.
I don't think dress uniforms are stupid. I just think that it's so tedious to deal with your dress uniform, because you have to make sure that your medals are in a certain place. You have to make sure that your badges are in a certain place. It has to be a certain length away from your medals, and then your badges have to stack correctly, and then you have to put a piece of cardboard paper in there to make sure that it's flush with the uniform, and then your uniform has to be pressed. God forbid you're in an airborne unit, you got to shine your jump boots. You got to it's just a whole ordeal for the dress uniform. And while I think that they look amazing, especially the Class A's, and especially the Marine dress uniform, it's just a lot that goes into looking spiffy. It's just a lot goes into looking good and having that uniform presentable. And I don't hate it. It's just, it takes a long time, man, to be completely honest. It's tedious, for real.
Because it's not the 1600s and nobody cares about dress uniforms anymore.
I never even had the dress blues. I don't know if you...
I never had the dress blues either. They said, Falcon, you need to buy dress blues. I said, Sergeant. And that was the end of that.
You know this, but...
You never had the dress uniform?
I never had the dress blue.
I had Class A's, but I didn't have dress blues. Dress blues got introduced as I was getting out of the service. And they tried to make me buy dress blues, and I was like, no, bro, I'm getting out. I don't need dress blues. I have Class A's, and they work perfectly fine. And they were like, oh, no, you will. And I was like, oh, really? Word? Sit on it.
They used to issue them when you got out of boot camp.
Yeah.
On top of that, the dress blues, you have to purchase them. They don't even issue them to you. Like the Class A's, I got my Class A's for free in basic training. They issued it to us. The dress blues, you have to buy them. And I was like, if you ain't buying me dress blues, then I ain't wearing dress blues. If you want me in dress blues, you're gonna buy me dress blues. I'm not paying for that shit out of pocket. You know, got me fucked up.
And then there was a brief window in 2007 where they didn't do that.
Why?
I guess they expected you to buy it yourself. They were low on funds.
Exactly.
Any number of reasons. Who
Fuck that. I'm not doing that. You can suck my ass.
knows?
Historically, the Marines are pretty much always out of money, so that would make sense. Getting back on topic here, I think that some general in the Army saw a bunch
Who has the IQ of like fucking strawberry.
of these Marines walking around the Pentagon, and they were wearing these cool digital patterns, and they went, I just watched the movie The Matrix. I like digital things.
Yeah.
I want digital uniform for all Army.
Yeah.
Army smart. Army get digital. Be future.
Yeah, we're gonna make a camouflage. That way we can go to war against gravel and rocks. And I mean, hell, if we were fighting in a construction site, we would blend right in. But we're not. We're fighting in Afghanistan where everything is brown. The landscape is brown, the mountains are brown, the people are brown, everything's brown. And here comes us. Here comes us. Here comes the army with some fucking gray, dumb bullshit looking like cat litter. That's fantastic. Fucking IQ of a squirrel. This fucking general.
Like how for that very short period of time, the Army's motto was an army of one, which is not really conducive when you're trying to have an organization that's built around everyone working together.
You're all each individually armies of one.
Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. That got changed real quickly to Army Strong.
Army strong, army smack.
Army low like terrorist. So the Army got these digital uniforms, and they were such
Pieces of shit. Pieces of shit.
Oh, are you talking about the teal color?
I really hope that the person who was in charge of that uniform, I hope you feel bad. I hope you feel stupid. I hope it keeps you up at night that everyone around the nation thinks that you're a fucking moron. Really. Because that's exactly what you are.
Colored digital camo?
Yes, the teal colored digital camo that blends in with that
That ugly piece of shit.
famous picture of a couch and nothing else. It
Doesn't
blends
blend
in with
anything and nothing.
UCP
Nothing.
is the camo pattern, which is stands
Nothing.
for
Sticking me out there with some fucking gay-ass rules of engagement to where my hands are tied behind my back and I stick out like a sore thumb. Nice job, Pentagon. Nice job, General. Your ass hasn't fucking deployed in goddamn decades. Yet, you're sending us out here with some fucking dumb bullshit. Nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Universal camo pattern. Because it universally doesn't blend in with jack fucking shit.
It doesn't.
The camo pattern that Doc Friday has on is a better camo pattern than UCP.
You seem to be a big...
There's better camouflages inside of Call of Duty than we got in the fucking army from whatever dumbass at the Pentagon had the bright idea, like, oh, hey, we fucking, this looks good, it's great, come on, guys, get on board, it's a fantastic idea, please get on board. Please make this happen. I really don't want to go home. But my wife is ugly and mean, and I don't want to spend time with her. I need to do something. I need to leave my mark on the military. Well, guess what? Your mark was fucking trash. And it will always be trash, and it will always be forever hailed as fucking trash. Go fuck yourself, General so-and-so. I don't know what your name is, but fuck you. You're trash. You almost got me killed out there in Afghanistan, sticking out like a sore goddamn thumb, getting shot at because they can see us from 5 miles away! Here we go.
Flecktarn in general.
Because it's a good camo pattern and it works. There's a reason the German military has used Flecktarn since 1980 until...
I don't even understand how, like, the wars of old, like Vietnam and World War I and World War II, the camo patterns... were smart. The camo patterns worked. The camo patterns made sense. And then we get into modern combat and then fucking IQ and brain cells go out the goddamn window when it comes to the chain of command. I swear to God, guys, I'm not lying. The higher in rank you go, the dumber you become. I'm telling you. It's not a theory. It's not an opinion. It's a straight up fact. The higher in rank you go, the dumber you become in the military, no matter the branch.
2017.
Oh, did they change it recently?
Most militaries are just going to multicam now because multicam.
That's what it should have been from the beginning. It's what it should have been from the goddamn beginning. Because how long were we in Iraq? How long were we in Afghanistan? Yet we still had those garbage ass uniforms that didn't make any fucking sense. And now you want to introduce multicam when we're no longer in Iraq and we're no longer in Afghanistan, where it would have worked? Dumbass leadership.
Just seems to work with pretty much everything. Unlike UCP, which the 3 colors on UCP are freshly poured concrete, sand.
Multicam, you can go to Australia and blend in. You can go to Europe and blend in. You can go to Africa and blend in. You can go to the States and blend in. You can't really go to Alaska and blend in. You can go to Mexico and blend in. You can go to several different countries and blend in with multicam. And with ACU digital pattern, you can't go anywhere. The only place you can go with that camo and blend in is a construction site. You know all those gray rocks they have everywhere? That's it. That's it. That's all you blend in. I blended in more on the fob than I did when I was on mission. Tell me how much sense that fucking makes.
A color that doesn't exist in nature. That's it.
It might actually work if you're in some kind of urban desert environment.
Here's a fun experiment. Put a UCP jacket on one of your friends. Have them stand 3 blocks away from you in a city. And then have a bunch of people walk around. You'll still be able to pick them out. You'll be like, oh, look at that dipshit wearing UCP down there.
Well, of course you will. If you're trying to spot somebody in a crowd that stands out, the only person wearing camo is going to stand out.
The way camo is supposed to work is it disrupts the shape of a person.
It's supposed to break up the silhouette.
The problem with UCP is the squares are all too damn small, so at a distance, you just look like a big teal blob. And they're not the same color as the background anywhere. There was one other time that I did see it work, and that was when infantry in Iraq would wear the exact same pair of ACUs for 2 months.
And they would get so fucking dirty because you wore it for so long and probably didn't wash it that you actually blended in.
So that they would become crusted with dirt and brown.
Exactly.
And then they would just become khakis.
Exactly.
The khakis were better camouflaged than the
Khaki is
dirty. Dude, the ACU digital print, if it was dirty, it was better camouflage than if it was clean. I joined the wrong goddamn branch. and served under the wrong goddamn leadership. Brain dead, low IQ, missing chromosomes probably.
It's a better camouflage. Just straight khaki uniforms or straight coyote brown uniform is a better camouflage pattern than UCP.
That's unfortunate. I suppose it would blend in with other people that were wearing the same pattern.
That's not the point of camouflage, though.
No, it's not.
The Army spent $5 billion researching this camo pattern, and it didn't blend in with.
And I could have gave you a camo pattern in less than 30 minutes. I could have gone in the living room and drawn it and given it to you. And you spent $5 billion. That just makes me want to bitch slap all of you across the face. Y'all are fucking brain dead.
With anything.
But it's easy to make some bullshit and give it to people that are going places that you don't have to go to. It's really easy. It's really easy. Here's a bullshit uniform that's not gonna do you any good. But sir, this uniform is bullshit and it's not gonna do me any good. Well, that's your problem. I'm not going. Exactly.
It's absolutely terrible. It is, in my opinion, the worst military uniform ever designed, and I am putting that over the British military.
I absolutely agree, and whoever made it should be fired or relieved of duty. You're a waste of a uniform.
Uniform that was just a bright red jacket.
That's quite a stance to take.
There is statistical, numerical proof that UCP's got soldiers killed.
Did you need to get that off your chest? How much you hated the Army's uniforms?
Big news!
I want to meet the goddamn guy whose idea it was. I want to meet the guy whose idea it was, because I guarantee he weighs 110 pounds and has a little wiener.
Recently changed the pattern.
Yes, they're all wearing multicam now.
That's because some smarter person with a big dick came in and said, hey, listen, y'all are fucking retarded. I'll take it from here. And that's how we got the multicam.
4 colors. They have concrete, dirt, a color that doesn't exist, and red.
No, multicam is mud.
Is mud, brown, tan, and beige kind of color.
Dirt, tree, and green.
Unless the tree part is a maple leaf in autumn, I don't see.
It's just got bright red. It's just got the Canadian flag and just spots on it.
Actually, they do have that in the Canadian uniforms. They have little.
There's
Canadian
little
flags.
Canadian flags. I know. I love it. Oh man, Cad Pat's a great uniform.
Why don't we have anything like that in the American uniform?
Marines have that.
We have the Eagle Globe and Anchor everywhere.
Yeah,
but,
you have the Eagle Globe and Anchor.
But that doesn't celebrate America in general. We need cheeseburgers on our patterns.
Just little pieces of bacon and bowls with macaroni and cheese.
I tried
Why
to.
is that the stereotypical American thing for you?
Oh no, it's just bologna and mac and cheese. That's
Oh,
all
God.
it
I
is.
tried to.
I said stereotypically American, not stereotypically gross.
Fine, bologna and government cheese.
Some of you know this already, but when I was deployed, I painted the shocker symbol on the turret of my truck. Right here. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Right? I painted that with a stencil on my turret, on my truck. And then in comes in my fucking pussy ass commander. You gotta take that off. Why? You can't have that up there. Who fucking cares, dog? It's combat. Well, we're professionals, Falcon. You're a professional. You never leave the office. I'm a soldier. I actually do this shit, so... Take it off! Okay, fine. You want to be a big fucking pussy bitch? Fine. Go away, Megamind. I'll take it off.